Hi guys, how you going? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. So today what I'm going to do is take you through the wall kit for the King's 270 awning. This is the King's 270 Tour awning. At the end of the day, if you're considering buying a wall kit for any awning, this will be the perfect video to take you through all the pros and cons associated with it. All right. So now with a variety of the kits that you purchase across all the different awnings, you can buy them in a variety of different ways. So whether or not you might be just interested in purchasing, say, one wall or two walls or three walls or four walls, depending on sort of your awning setup. But a lot of them give you the option to actually buy it in single format. So for instance, with my setup off the back, what I find I end up doing, I end up putting two up in general. Okay, so if I need a bit of protection from rain or wind, depending on where I am, I end up basically only putting up these two primarily. But if conditions get really bad and there's a big group of us and we need somewhere out of the rain to protect us, the third and the fourth comes up, depending on how windy it is, depending on how wet it is. So you'll decide for yourself whether or not you want all four walls or just a couple or even just one. Now, other things to keep in mind is with these kits, some kits come with poles. I highly recommend that you purchase poles, especially with the wall kits. And just in general, like these are freestanding awnings and you do not need poles. Some of the awnings actually have the fold out poles automatically. This one doesn't, which is a bit of a con in relation to it. But it's very important that you set up these poles, especially if you're going to be using the walls or if you've got high winds. So once that's set up like that, and once you've got the ropes on it secured down, it's going to stop these arms moving upwards and downwards. But once you get especially the wall kits out and on it, it ends up being quite a bit of weight. So I've got my straps already set up here, just easy for quick access. And then what happens is these then pop out on the outside. And then what's good about the poles is the poles are all adjustable. So depending on the angle of the car and the various different positions, you'll get it to the right one. And it's absolutely essential. I'll carry two poles with mine. Having that third one is probably more ideal. Actually, and with this awning, you can actually, it's set up for four. It can take four poles. That's the walls, that's the poles. Obviously check with your kits in relation to tie down straps that comes with and pegs. The straps and pegs that comes with the King's 270 ones are actually really, really good. I highly recommend. And you've also got the ability, some kits may come with a floor, and again, check on how you purchased it. This also has a floor for it as well. I tend not to use floors. I grabbed it for just in case. Look, it's good in probably if you set up somewhere where there's a lot of mud. It's good and it's bad. Look, I'm not a fan. I probably wasted my money buying it. And if it comes with it for free, by all means, just take it. But I wouldn't go out and buy a floor. That's just me, okay? But that's just me. All right. Now, other things for you to be mindful of. So that box there, that includes all of the walls. It is bloody heavy. There's a lot of weight to it, but it all fits in that sort of that one tub. With that, each of the walls comes in these little bags. Whether you need them or not afterwards is up to you. So as you can see, I haven't used them. You get a bag with a variety of the straps that sort of comes with. And then there's another bag which has got sort of all your pegs. And like I said, these are really heavy duty solid pegs. I've used them in really rocky conditions, in sand and whatnot. I would have loved for them to be a bit longer. And if anything, to have had a bit of a spiral thread on the bottom, that would have made them a bit better, but they're really, really super strong and sturdy. All right, now, depending on the wall kits, other things to keep an eye out for is some of the wall kits come with doors and windows, some are just solid walls. So it's up to you which ones you buy. So I'll show you what I've got set up with this one, how sort of easy it is for them to go in. So we'll start with this wall over here. So King's branding in the bottom corner, okay? And again, just look where the feed is in, slide that across. We'll have to tuck that under. So that's how simple it is to get that wall up, all right? So what we'll do is we won't peg them out until the absolute end, but super easy and straightforward. So you zip it up all the way, and then there's this little toggle in the corner. You pop it through the little strap there, and what that's gonna do is just in the high winds, it's gonna prevent this from sort of opening up. Let's go do the next wall. Same deal, look for the king's awning in the bottom corner. Nice and simple. Alright guys, that one's all done. And again, I've got the pole in place. Next one. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the door here. So with this awning, I've got 3 solid walls and a door. And again, King's logo in the bottom right hand corner. Hook it up. Now whilst I've got you here, you've also got the downward zips as well. So with these, again, grab the zip, there you go. So you can see it's sort of the shape forming. What's really great is these overhang the zips, okay? So you don't have any water ingress coming from there. Whether this is a floor or not, it would be great if it had a weather cover that covered the seam of that zip, because you're going to have water coming down. That would be great. And then you've got the actual door itself. Now I'll grab the last wall and pop that up, and we'll go for a bit of a look inside. Alright guys, so there you go. You can see it's not perfect, right? And that's because they're really, the way these walls are designed is basically, they can really only be designed for a couple of positions. So my awning is actually quite low, and then these walls are quite long. So what ends up happening is it can't, like, I need it to actually sort of peg down to get it in the perfect position, like a foot or 1.5 foot in on every point, because of the height of my wall. So it never really is right. Look, ultimately I think they're probably a little bit too long. I would prefer them to be, and again this is something for Kings, I'd prefer them to make them shorter, and then I would use bungee straps to then pull them out to the right position. Whereas at this place, because there's no holes further up to peg it into these various different positions, you end up with these weird sort of shapes. Again, it does the job, just doesn't look perfect. And then again, with the wall, with the door, okay, so there you go. And then there's a fly screen obviously too. All right guys, so I'll take you for a bit of a walk around. So you can see it sort of, the walls sort of flare out, which is good because it gives you a bit more space. But you can see the sort of the weird angles I'm having to deal with. Again, covers out quite a big portion out the front of the car. And you're probably saying, you know, oh no, pull that one left more and pull that one left forward and it'll be fine. Yeah, I might get this one wall sort of right, but then it throws out everything else, okay? Trust me, I've tried. All right, let's have a look inside. So as you can see guys, like it's a massive space. So you can set up, you know, a nice big table under here. You know, you could set up a swag or tent. It's huge. And then depending on the height, if you've got a bit more height, it's even bigger. Okay. And then it's perfect for my setup with the kitchen. So for me, again, open her up. No dramas. Okay. Pull out the kitchen. No problems at all. I need to pull that out. Pull that out. Works out pretty good too because I've got, yes, I move around. I've got the lighting directly above. I've got lighting over here where we would sort of sit. Yeah, so this is why walls are actually great. Means the car is a bit more stationary now, but if I need to drive off, same, just unzip the walls, pull that across and then, you know, drive off, not a problem. But if you're going to be sitting in some place for a few days, perfect. But this is what I love about the awnings. They're great. Alrighty, that's the wall kit. Okay, oh, and last thing, the floor, as you can see, it's still brand new in the packet. Never been used. So again, it comes with a bit of a funny shape. It sort of goes this way and then this way, so it covers all this area here. So that's the King's Wing mesh flooring, if that's something you're interested in purchasing. All right, so that's the complete kit. So again, up to you. Whether you think it's worthwhile or not, I think it definitely is. It's made the difference for some of our camping trips being quite miserable when either the wind's bad or the rain is bad or the weather's poor. It gives us somewhere to congregate. It gives us a nice big place for me to be able to cook, because I tend to cook for the entire group when we go out. And as you can see from my kitchen, I love cooking. All right, hope that's been of use to you. As per usual, please like, subscribe and share around as much as possible. I appreciate all the support the channel's got. I think we've got over 3,000 subscribers now. You know, I think it's about 750,000 views since its launch. It's gone quite berserk in the last 12 months. So again, from me to you, thank you very much. I try to respond as much as possible. Actually, I respond to every comment, basically, and I want to keep doing that. I love the community aspect to it and talking to people sort of all over the world. And again, not just Australia. Again, thank you to my audience in the States, Canada, Europe, and Southeast Asia. So, all right, guys, see you on the road. See you on the trail. See you in the next video. Cheers, guys. Bye.